Go ahead.
All in favor?
Aye.
Leah? Aye. Okay. And we're at 7:19. Action determined closed session. We had tort claim for an accident damage. It was approved 5-0. Mario on a motion and the second was by Hepler. Procedural issues, recording this meeting is being made and shall be kept for 30 days as a public record. As applicable, pledge of allegiance, please rise.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. I'm here, Sonny's here, Justin Wright's here, Ethan's here, Mario's here, and our student board member Leah Finch is here. Approve agenda
Motion. Second.
With the correction.
with a correction.
Which correction? What correction?
And page 6, personnel, third person, Joe Miguel. Stay as sped. There it is.
What do we do with that?
These remaining pending the original position decided to not let it go. So could be a special education or educator 1-1.
Should we just remove it?
Yeah, you can just take it off.
It's not
Stay
making any
where it
change.
is.
Okay.
Okay. So there's no change.
Okay, I'll make a motion with the correction. Second.
Motion with correction. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Hearing none, motion passes. And reports of communications, girls varsity basketball championship recognition. Mr. Armstrong.
Okay, all right. You want us to go where? Where should we go?
I had fun.
All right, you want to go?
No.
Thank you for coming, audience, all for us. I hate to have my back to this, right? I guess there's no stopping. Okay, so here, we're gonna fix them. Okay, so stand over here. Can you hold that? All right, thanks for having us. Yeah, so we won the CI championship again. Last year you said, can we get 3 in a row? It happened because of their hard work and our hard work. I was just there for the ride. It is hard work. But it's an honor to be a part of this program. We got a lot of athletes that dedicate themselves and work really hard. A great coaching staff, good administration, and definitely this board and the district office has been very supportive. So I thank you for that. Got you a hat. So, for your office.
I have for all of them.
Yes. That's your third one.
Oh, it's autographed.
Signatures on there.
Yes, thank you guys so much, thank you.
Thanks.
This is cool.
Couldn't do it without our coaches. This is John Taylor. Diamond, couldn't beat her. This is Amanda Mullen. She's been with me for 10 years now. Been on the staff there. And then Marissa, this is Miguel, her photographer. He does all of our photos and videos, and he gets them to the newspaper and they publish them. It's Ambry hiding over there. Ambry has been with us for all 3 championships, and this was Marissa's first one. So, and then, as you can see, we usually have a bigger spot, but it was super busy.
So you know what question I'm going to ask. You know what I'm gonna-
I know.
Question I'm just gonna ask first. How many of this three-year CIF team are seniors?
There was 4 this year. I think they participated in a hangout tomorrow, but they aren't here with us. But we'll lose 4 this year. Yes,
What
you're
am I-
right. For the senior day. Non-school sanctioned event.
Non-school sanctioned
I
event.
told them I
Why
could
is
see
this
us
the
go.
first time I always hear about these? It's like, oh, anyway, you know what I'm gonna say. 4, I mean, it's a big number, but it's not like overwhelming. It could be that or a number next year.
All right.
It could happen, you know?
I thought.
You're putting the pressure on
I knew it was pressure. You said 3 last year. I remember I was just like, okay.
You did it.
Now 4. Okay. Is it possible? Yeah.
It
You
is
got the girls to do
possible.
it.
We have the talent and the coaching. We've got it. I think it's gonna happen.
It's on you.
I've known JT for so long, I don't even think we can remember the amount of years.
It's been a while, been a long time.
It's been a long time. That we've been on each other. How many games have I thrown you out? You're right, it's been done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congrats to the teachers that are getting these apples.
It's an honor for me to be able to award these. Teachers were chosen from their administrators, their colleagues at patrol sites, for just being exemplary. And we do have an exemplary group tonight. So, administrators, when I call your school, if you want to come up and present this with me, we will start with Tropico Middle School. Yes. At Tropico Middle School, congratulations to Mrs. Morgan. Alright, next we will call Rosemary Littree. And alright, at Rosemary Littree, we have Mrs. Hilke. Congratulations.
Nice.
Ladies, if we can have you come back up here so that at the end, the board can shake everybody's
I was gonna have them line up over there maybe.
alternative education. Westford Elementary School. the Year, who is from Roseman High Early College campus. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Sure, sure. I know I'm going.
I think they look.
All right.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations,
Congratulations to all the teachers of the year. Thank you for your hard
The little ones are all. What else? Appreciate it.
Okay, next up, RTA report.
Okay, a bunch, just, hopefully you'll agree to our new contract. Congratulations to all the teachers. I'm all out here to celebrate. And, congratulations to the varsity girls basketball team for the repeat. And I want to go look at these chairs. I really don't need Just saying, I don't even have a chair in my classroom, just saying. All right, I told you. No, I told you, that's the What?
Okay. CSEA report.
Okay, congratulations to the girls basketball team as well, and the coaches for all their hard work and success. Congratulations to the teachers as well, for their awards, and to Andrew Hansen for being district, teacher of the year. Not much as well, we do have an MOU that we're hoping to be on the agenda for next board meeting that we just voted and passed on Monday. And then wrapping up negotiations this Friday, so hopefully we'll GA and probably won't have that on the next board agenda, but the one after that, so, yeah, that's it. So we got.
If I can just jump in, Jeremy.
Yeah.
I love those words, wrapping up.
Yes, we'll finish,
Could happen, you know.
yeah, it will,
Manifest it.
yeah,
Claim it.
right.
Okay. Our favorite student board member, Aaliyah.
Just congratulations to the teachers and the girls basketball team. Also we have prom this weekend, so we're very excited for that. And then we also have juniors who are doing skin testing, and this week and next week, and then sophomores will be after that. So I have you guys. Yeah.
CDO report, Mr. Irving.
long time no see with everyone. I'm safe and happy spring break. So busy as all get around here between construction and negotiations and knocking on board with the finalization of negotiations, getting things ready on the payroll side of things so that we can get everything rolled out as quickly as possible. This weekend, there's a lot of things happening in addition to prom. And, we have active shooter training happening at Roseman Elementary School on Saturday for employees. There's a morning session and an afternoon session. So either go at 8 o'clock in the morning or 1 in the afternoon if you feel like sleeping in, or enjoying a little bit of your Saturday before going through scenarios. So if you haven't signed up already, please do. It's a beneficial training for everybody involved. It's been a couple of years since the last time we've done one of these. That's for me.
Where's tonight? Thank you. Assistant Superintendent of Instruction and Curriculum, Dr. Meredith Mendez.
Good evening for everyone that joins us in person and also online. Congratulations to the girls basketball team, coaches, and everyone that's been supporting them along the way. Also, congratulations to our teachers of the year and their recognitions there. We had a district advisory council meeting yesterday, and then we've also been collaborating with the site administrators in regards to the school plan for student achievements that we'll be presenting, providing more details this evening on the school plan for student achievements and success. We continue to do ongoing planning for summer school. We've also been collaborating with the standards-based grading committee. Thank you to all the teachers, admin, Ms. Gaines, and also Ken O'Connor has been joining us in the standards-based grading committee meetings. And then thank you to the teachers that continue to collaborate on the math adoption committees as well, at both the elementary and secondary math adoption committees, and we'll go into more detail on that as well. We have some teachers that have been continuing to provide input and feedback, percentage-based grading, Schmidt that joined us, and also Smiley Agent, which was here a little while earlier for recognition, is also part of the standards-based grading committee. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Assistant Superintendent, Special Education, Pupil Personnel. Ms. Dillon.
Hello, everyone. I also want to congratulate all the teachers of the year. Great job. And the girls basketball team for the 3rd year in a row. Hopefully, we'll have a 4th. We'll see. And then I wanted to talk about on Saturday, we had our community care pop-up event. I have some pictures up here so you can see all the wonderful things we had to give out. Top left, we got a lot of infant clothing. We had the whole cabinet full of shoes and gloves and all kinds of things there. The bottom, we went around the entire room with racks of clothes arranged by sizes. And under those racks, there's shoes most of the way around the room. Show some more that's going around the back of the room. And then up the other side, racks of shoes up in the front. We had 2 wagons full of backpacks and stacks of school supplies. We have tables down the middle that had shorts and skirts and tank tops and t-shirts and all kinds of things, tights for little girls. In the front there, we had those crates full of all kinds of makeups and hair supplies, nails, everything. Underneath all those tables, we have crates filled with backup supplies to refurbish. So we had quite a selection. We were super excited about all the donations that we received. And so was the community. We had 56 families show up, approximately 150 students with those families. We gave out 3,067 items. between clothes, shoes, slippers, cosmetics, backpacks, and school supplies. And I just want to thank some of the people that helped us to make this happen. For example, Belda, who did the coordinating of the donations, Robert and Raleigh, who set up people to pick up those donations and get them to us, Jeremy and his staff, who did a phenomenal job cleaning out this room because it was a storage room. Like 3 days before this event, it was a disaster. So thank you, Jeremy, and your staff who fixed that up. And then the Hope Squad kiddos who helped remove all the tags from all those clothes and organize the shoes. And then all the volunteers who worked that day. So with me, there was Velda and her daughter Amy, Shannon, her daughter Shelby, Dana, Emily from the Parent Center, and Megan Rodriguez. So, and then I wanted to acknowledge Justin Armstrong and his student, I hope I say this correctly, Lilibeth Million, who created this beautiful poster for us to hang on the fence. So I wanted to share because the student did a phenomenal job. She did this on her own. So it was a very exciting day. People were super, super appreciative. We had some families who said that they moved here basically with nothing. So because of this now, their kids will all have what they need for school. And they asked if we will be continuing this, and they're praying that we do. So it was a great event. Thank you, everybody who was involved. And that's it for me. Oh, wait, this coming Saturday is Special Olympics. Everybody who's out there, we have Special Olympics this coming Saturday at the high school. If you don't want to go act getting shot at with Robert, you can come to Special Olympics with us.
We need to shot Simulate.
Simulate. That's why I said acting. But Rosemont High School football field, Special Olympics on Saturday. All kinds of foods, games, and awards.
Okay.
Now I'm done.
Thank you.
Okay. Associate Superintendent Human Resources, Leah.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to the girls basketball team for their third win. Hopefully we'll be able to see, they can get that fourth. And congratulations to all of our teachers. This just happens to be my favorite part of the school year when we get to honor our staff. Just an incredible group of teachers that received those awards tonight. So congratulations to each of them. And then at our next board meeting, we are going to be able to honor our classified staff. So that will be something for us to look forward to. We are super busy. We have been doing some interviews. Last week we did our counselor interviews. And then coming up tomorrow we have a CTE interview, and then Tuesday and Wednesday we're going to be interviewing for our open health position, a Spanish position, 6th grade, and then we also have a PE opening at Tropico. Classified testing, Becky is going to be holding that tomorrow because we are in desperate need of paraeducators. So she'll be doing that testing tomorrow, and then hopefully we will be able to hold some interviews for those positions next Tuesday and Wednesday as well. And so as I mentioned earlier, some of our upcoming board meetings, on the 29th, we're going to be honoring our classified of the year. And then on May 6th, we'll be doing our years of service. And then on May 20th, we'll be honoring our retirees. So kind of exciting end to the school year. So, and that's it for me.
Thank you. Superintendent's report, Ms. Gaines.
Thank you, Mr. Van Select. Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for being here. I first want to say that every year when each site turns in their Teacher of the Year nominee, and we have to make a decision. It is a very difficult process because every year the representative from each site is really worthy of being the District Teacher of the Year. So I just want to congratulate them and thank them for the work they do every day with our kids. It's, as you can see tonight, a very honorable group of men and women. I also want to say that the varsity, I kind of tease them, it's kind of a tease, but would I like to see a fourth? Of course, but they're just phenomenal, and it's a lot harder to win CIF than we're like now, acting like it's just something we can just say it's going to happen, and it's going to happen, but it's very difficult to go all the way and win a CIF title, and to do it 3 years in a row. I just want to congratulate Mr. Armstrong because he's very humble and pointing out his coaches and the people that work with him, but he's at the top of that ladder, and he is the one that's organizing and making sure that basketball team, they have their regular practices and their attendance is good, their grades are good. So I just want to say to him, first and foremost, thank you for being such a great leader and coach of our varsity girls basketball team. And I also want to say what an outstanding group of young women that have played on that team, some of them now 3 years. So yeah, could we do it 4? I'm thinking could happen, And I want to say to Mr. Shevlin and the RTA negotiating team, we're done, and it was a pleasure, Ed. Yeah, we do. We don't have a lot of time to. Remember, you said we're doing it earlier.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. And CSEA, you all heard Jeremy. I think it's on recording, Jeremy. You can wrap it up this Friday. It happened, Jeremy. So it's really, even though we're negotiating, but we do have lunch together, and occasionally we even laugh, or somebody will say something funny, and we laugh. It's not like we're viciously staring across the table at each other. So it's kind of a joy to participate in the negotiations. And finally, I want to say that we are in testing. My site administrators, please let's not lose sight of that every day in your morning announcements. Tell the kids how important it is for them to really, really give their very best, because we know that they're quite capable. And sometimes it's just a matter of them not wanting to do it or being lazy. We really, really, really need our kids to take their time and really, really put forth their very best effort on the test. So, yeah, I'll end with that. But I do have attendance awards.
Yes, you do.
Yes, I do. Okay. And board, you are going to be absolutely delighted to hear this news. Every school in the district in the month of March went up. Every school in the district. Yeah, when I saw this, I was like, oh, there's no negatives in front of anybody's number. That is so good. So I'm going to start with the best elementary. They went up 2.33%. Their attendance percentage for March was 94.59%. West Park Elementary. I don't know what I'm doing with this. I don't know. It just seems to be doing it. And again, I want to say to my assistant principals at many of these sites, they are working this attendance. I know at RES we've got Ms. Miller's working at Tropico, Mr. Konitsky, and Casey's working at West Park. I've actually heard them doing these phone calls to the parents, so I know there's an effort being put out, and here are the great results. Best secondary. This school went up 0.44% with a 92.49%, very close in the secondary. Roseman High School. Suresh, it's about time. I'm gonna say that. Congratulations. See, you're being, I love that. I love that. That was very generous of you to do that, Suresh. I love that. Most improved, the largest growth in the district. This one is unbelievable. With a 9.46% improvement. What?
I said it has to be me if I'm the only one low enough to do that.
You're taking my fun away. I can give it to somebody else. See, Gary wants it.
You know what? This is all Rosie. She makes all my phone calls.
It is you, but next time I'm gonna give it to Gary. And you have 82.96%. That's very good. So congratulations to all three.
More communications. Justin.
Seeing the basketball team was really impressive here. On what they've accomplished the 3 times. Teachers of the year. We have a lot of outstanding talent here in the district, and I see the growth in our students from that, so I appreciate that. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, Sunny.
Hey guys, I feel like you were just here, right? It's crazy. Congratulations to the teachers, you're gone now, but well done. To our basketball team, the 3-peat. I'm not gonna put the pressure on them for 4, but if they do 4, what are we gonna do? We're gonna have a party? District party? Yeah?
Many would argue that a 3 should be a party. Seriously.
Okay, all right, I'll leave you guys alone. It's springtime now, the frost dates are over, so it is safe for you guys to begin planting things outside. Everyone can plant. I know Gary's planting things, Bob said he's planting things. What's going on, Dr. Keys, anything over there?
At home.
At home?
We have a lot of weeds.
I like to say if weeds will grow, seeds will grow.
Oh,
That's what you do, you find where the weeds are growing,
okay.
pull them up, and then put something there that you want.
We got it. Yes, ma'am.
It's good soil, right?
Yes.
Soil science.
Yes.
Other than that, I'm tired, but I'm happy you guys are all here. Back to you, Bob.
Adrian.
Okay.
Oh, I'm
Good evening,
sneaky.
everyone.
Yeah, I'm sneaky. You should know that.
So, like everyone else has said, congratulations to the girls varsity basketball team. That was great. I would have loved to see the rest of the players, especially the seniors, but senior did today. Can't miss that. Congratulations to the teachers as well. Those apples were adorable. I mean, so cute. Thank you, Ms. Taylor, for sharing your photos. That was amazing. That event was, I love seeing that and how, we helped the community, you helped the community and everyone else that contributed to make that happen. That was great. I think that was it. We'll look out for prom. We're going to prom, I know. Okay, Special Olympics. And we need to get Mr. Shovel in a chair.
Good point.
Yes.
Show the goat again, sorry.
He's down yet.
That's it, yeah.
That's it, Mario?
Congratulations to the girls basketball team. I got to go watch them play in the playoff games, and they were just amazing. They really played well together, and that's what a team really excels at. they play together, they know each other's, where they're at, what they're doing, and it showed. They won the championship. And they went right down to the wire to go to state.
I think it was 2 points, wasn't it, or 1 point?
They went to the semifinals.
Yeah, and the difference, I think in that game was a point or two.
It was 6. Yeah. Congratulations to the teachers. It's great to be able to recognize them. They do such hard work all year long. It'll be nice to see CSEA next week, our next meeting. Get to give them an award for that. And I think that's it. Did I forget anything? Nope. Okay.
Okay, congratulations to all our award-winning teachers. I know every teacher works hard, and as well as all the employees do, so it's well appreciated. I didn't get a chance to do as many basketball games, but I did get to some of the basketball games this year. Justin Armstrong is an excellent coach, and I'm pretty sure he will continue on the way things are going. I'm looking forward to Saturday, Cheryl. This is long as somebody doesn't throw all those colors on.
Come on, that's half the fun.
Yeah, I know it is.
You'll look like a rainbow.
Yeah, I look like that, and when we go for the Alice training that afternoon.
You'll be the perfect target. I like that, Cheryl, make it happen.
So I'm hearing a lot of red on Bob. Around the Mr. Select. Sorry.
Hey, thanks.
Okay, so maybe I'll go use a little bit of red.
So, a lot of fun there. And then, of course, we got the Alice training. Am I correct? It's at 1 o'clock well, I know we have 2 sessions. Am I correct?
Yes.
1 in the afternoon, I will be at the RES. And I want to also, I forgot, and I'm looking right at her. The community has a lot of youth sports out there. And those youth sports feed our high school. And I have Diane over here who runs Roseland Youth Sports Program. And that's where a lot of our kids are coming from. And she should get a lot of credit for doing this. She's been doing this longer than I can remember. But I mean, even like a lot of my kids went through that program. So, make sure that we support all our youth programs because they're the ones that feed us to the high school. And we're seeing a lot of the results of that. Thank you, Diane. Okay, and Mr. Shovelin and CSA as well. Guys, thanks for being reasonable with negotiations this year and understanding what's going on with the state and all that. It's well appreciated. And hopefully we'll continue to have that good relationship with you guys as well. Subcommittees. We got any updates?
No, the big job of the house park is coming along nicely. So, looking nice. Very nice.
We're waiting on CT, CSA, and also with the new locker rooms are almost done, and the new weight room and dance studio is hoping to be out of DSA for the summer, so we can take it.
Thank you. Comments from the public?
Yes, one.
Members of the public may address the board on any items within the jurisdiction of the board by submitting presentation requests to the secretary or an email. Members of the public strongly urge not to mention personnel by name and are reminded that they do not have immunity from legal action if personnel is named. The board may limit each speaker to 3 minutes with a total of 20 minutes per topic. Diane, leave your up.
Okay, I'm just here with the program. Do you guys have a piece of property that you wanna lease or sell, and we wanna try to put a sports facility there? So I just wanna put that out there, that if it's something you guys could keep and lease to us, or we work together and we put a basketball, soccer, baseball park over there. We're looking for land. We can get the grants, we just need the land. And if you have it and you wanna share, and the school can use it and we can use it, because like you said, a lot of those girls played basketball for me when they were 5. And we got Sunny to bring her daughter out, and she did phenomenal for her first year. We're looking for land. If you have it and can work with us, we're interested. If you're not, then we'll just keep on looking. But I see that you guys had it for lease or sale. I don't know if we can do it teamwork or I'm just putting it out there. You can let me know where we can go from there.
I'm sorry, did you say you saw a for lease or sale?
There was something I saw about the property.
We don't have any property for lease or sale.
Okay, I'll look for it and I'll send it to you. Because I read it somewhere that it was in one of my emails. But anyways, I'm talking about the property at the airport where you guys can't build.
We have not, we haven't even discussed that.
Okay, well, I'm just putting it out there
Yeah,
that if
yeah.
you're not,
No,
if you
no,
can't
I
use
appreciate
it,
that.
if you can't use it, we would love to use it. Yeah, but I don't even know how big it is.
20 acres.
Okay, perfect.
How about United Street?
No. It's not big enough. It's not big enough. We're looking for something everybody can go to. You know, basketball, soccer, baseball, and then the schools could do tournaments
So
also.
you, I know you said that you had grant.
So we have grant writers, we need land first. We're in the baby steps. So I'm just gonna ask you, and then we're gonna ask the people that are building on the corner of 30th, they own 80 acres in Roseman. So, but we would like to work with the schools, you guys have worked with us the whole time. So it'd be nice, but I'll look for that and I'll send it to you, yeah, I am.
Okay, thank you, Diane. Consent items, A through K. We have,
I think that you need to refuse or something.
oh, well, yeah. Yes, item D, I will abstain from.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Motion by Wright. Second by. You gave it to me, okay. All right. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go A, B, C, E, F, G, H, I, J, and K. All in favor? Aye. And we're going to go ahead and on item D,
Make a motion.
okay, motion,
I'll second to
okay. And all in favor?
Aye.
And I abstain? Okay. First motion passes 5-1, and D passes 4-1 with one abstention. General, 2026 CSBA Delegate Assembly, runoff election, Region 12B, one vacancy, the schemes.
Yes, sir. You have 2 candidates here. Maria Luisa Ramos from Arvin Unified Union School District and Chris Cruz Boone from Bakersfield City School District. We only are voting on one.
I would only make a recommendation for it, but it's entirely up to you. I suggest, based on district size, we support Maria Luisa Ramos from Harbin.
I'll make a motion that we accept Maria Luisa Ramos as our candidate.
I'll second that.
Okay. So, Rita, all in favor?
Aye.
Any no's? Hearing none, motion passes. Revised 2026-2027 annual school calendar, Ms. Hargis.
So on page, it's probably page 81, is the revised calendar, and the only difference is we moved the minimum date from March 17th to March 24th. That was a request by RTA to help with the elementaries getting their report cards done.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Second from Vince. All in favor?
Aye.
Any 5 ayes, 1 from that, any no's? Hearing none, motion passes. Okay. Next up. Okay, here we go. The metal detectors on this. Justin and I, in Memorial's previous board meeting, thought we should bring this up for discussion. Based on real world events, some items that have happened here within our district, that we actually look at purchasing weapon detection systems. I'm going to let Justin talk about the proposal since he's talked with the company.
So, when we went to a couple of our trade shows, I noticed a law weapons detection solution. There at Disney World, they're using throughout Lancaster School District, uses a couple other places I've witnessed. I'm just interested in making sure our staff and our students are protected a little bit better. Hopefully, it could possibly just stop a potential threat even. As a deterrent, this one system is a little expensive. I can lie about that. But the one time that something does happen, this actually will filter about 1,000 students every 15 minutes to 30 minutes. And then it'll check every bag as well. It has a baggage scanner. Each lane in the system will be about $50,000 per year. Just in our high school with 2 lanes, and then our middle school with 2 lanes, and then like over at Alice, like lane over there, we're looking like $250,000 a year. But I'm interested in seeing other alternatives. I think that it's a worthwhile avenue of research. I know that, like Bob said, we can start doing something maybe just based on previous threats.
I mean, it's open to everybody, it's an open discussion, folks.
Right, so, like you said, it can monitor 1,000 kids in 15 minutes. Is it based on the volume or just the devices in general?
It's based on, well, being not the salesperson for it.
I know.
We can
Sell it
literally
on.
choose, we can literally choose to do, a single lane, and on average, it says it'll filter 1,000 in an hour. I was trying to cut that in half or even more so, but I just need to find some sort of avenue to move forward with. So this was just one option that actually sent us a proposal based on his request to have it on the agenda as a discussion item. I said, sure, send me some information, and they sent it. So just to kind of open some dialogue.
Have you seen it?
No, according to, the company will not promise that it would show up, but with the metal foil, you can adjust the sensitivity on does use AI and everything else.
Well, right, I mean, you can choose that through things. Every kid that you're gonna scan, is gonna have a Chromebook. They're gonna have,
So as you walk through, like the technology, I don't know how it does it, but I walk through like Disney World, at all their parks, and it's pretty interesting. I know it has neat stuff over there. I know a lot of other school districts use it. I know that there are possibilities for grants and funding that way. To do a grant, we have to write it. The company will assist us in writing those grants, and it would possibly fulfill like 100% of the cost.
Who's gonna monitor it? Who's gonna?
So staff would monitor it at the beginning. Staff would be trained, or CSOs from the school, anyone at the front, basically greeting their kids in the morning. So.
I have a couple of questions. So I know when I was a part of the, safety and security, I had asked about that and I was told that we had wands in our possession. And so I had said, well, why don't we try and use those first before we jump to something like this? Like I personally think this is like, I don't wanna see this like when the kids are going to school, like it's kind of a deterrent, so I feel like, okay, this is my school, now I have to walk through a metal detector.
So I'd much rather honestly see this, Adrian, to be quite honest, instead of the possibilities of bringing a weapon into uniforms to other kids.
If you wander river, and it takes a long time when we only have 40 kids, you can imagine trying to do that at the scale of the high school.
And this actually, their bag would go through it, just like the airport bag scanner.
Yeah, and so, like Sunny said, if we had agreed to something like this, are we going to hire more CSOs to stand there and do that?
I think the reality of it is that you'd only need one or two per lane. So if you had 6 CSOs on campus, you would be able to pull 4 up at the beginning of school day. The thing is this is mobile, so we would be able to use it over at our other events. We can take it to our football fields, we can take it to play wherever. So that's one reason, but using a wand is pretty.
now this means keep in mind that the school, I think we're already voted that 52 years old. Yeah, that's right. It's open all over, so you can regulate the front, yes, that would be great. But if an active shooter really wants to do something, they could access the school from multiple points.
Not just an active shooter, I'm just thinking somebody that wants to bring a knife or something to school or something like that.
I don't need to be negative, but I mean, when I worked in the high school, the kids would just sometimes just come around. Again, I understand the intentions. I'm just trying to be realistic too. And I mean, that's $250 million. Same thing we have in Tropico, where they wanted to get water in. They literally got off the bus, threw their water bottles over the fence to the gym. And then they just came in the front and we searched their bags for water. And then they just went over to the gym and got their water bottles.
Yeah.
So I mean, if, and again, I have a different perspective from New York. If somebody wants to do something, they're going to do something. But I understand the intent is for some kind of reassurance. I just think you're also putting a lot of pressure on those. The CSOs, because now they're responsible. So after something was to happen, they're all going to look back at that. To be quite honest, not highly paid. I mean, let's be realistic. Person who's going to be like, but you let him on campus. How did you let her on campus? And stuff. I mean, I just think we're putting a lot of. Well, yeah, and like you said, you're going to need more CSOs. I understand you're saying you can pull them, but now if you pull them from there, like you just said, your whole campus is wide open.
Well, it's only the unit school, right? I mean,
that's the worst
you're
time.
You're
locked down 4 times before school started. That's the worst time. I'm not trying, but I'm just being honest. I mean, we were on lockdown 4 times at home stage due to going on lockdown before school even started.
Well, we had actually talked. We were president of that safety committee last year. We expect having this as a demo, like first day of school this year and since, back in September. We never reached out to the company to offer that, but they did offer. So they will do a demo for us if we're interested. But again, this was just a discussion item to see where we're at. We can do a demo and see how it would, actually work or something similar to it.
I just wanted to mention along the lines, because I've gone to a lot of like threat assessment trainings and security trainings and stuff like that, I get emails periodically on new things. I recently got an email about AI that will connect to already installed campus cameras, and they will alert if there's any weapons seen, guns, knives, anything. It'll send an immediate alert to the office. I have no idea what it would cost, but they said if you already have a camera system, it wouldn't be as costly to link it to that. Just a suggestion, because then that would cover all of the backfields and all that, everywhere your camera.
You would have to have a control room in a sense and have somebody in control room monitoring.
Right. I'd like to see, like, I get this is a huge discussion and in no way is this getting done today, but I would like to see more options. Like you said, more costly. To see what other options there are with other companies. I like the idea of a trial, a demo or something. But I do, like, I see the kids go in at the beginning of school after, and they walk them down, they check their bags, and they do everything, and, you know, that takes time. I don't know how much time this would take, or anything like this.
I've been at a couple of on football fields over one on each side and another. And I've actually had to walk through. And when I walked through, I actually walked around to look at to see what it was picking up on me, because I have a lot of
Weapons.
yeah, it's called whistles and other things, and it does pick it up and so forth. But one of my concerns is that, and I've mentioned it, is a young man, I walked in, and this guy walked around it in front of two CSOs. They were responsible to make sure everybody walking through is safe. And he made a comment that, oh, I got a gun or something like that. And I looked at those two CSOs, and I happened to sub at Eastside High School. This is where this happened. And I immediately, the principal there, and I immediately went to him on my first day back and told him what happened. I can guarantee you it never happened again, because, like you said, we've got people out there, these CSOs, which is similar to, they don't get a lot. So you go to maybe a lot of those folks there are not as well trained as they are, but they go through, but they're watching on the monitor what's there. And yes, we understand we may not get 100%, but if we can prevent one, even if it was a fake gun, and it picks up fake guns, plastic ones, actually. We need to, the basic line is that we've got to really get into it. We're on a major thoroughfare. We're close to the freeway. It would not take much for somebody to get off the freeway if they wanted to and get into our campus.
They're not gonna be the ones trying to start school with the rest of our high schoolers. They're gonna go through the office.
That is true.
Or they go jump the fence.
Yeah.
That is true. But the offices are supposed to be closed down.
Yes, they are.
You don't let anybody in until they're vetted.
I'd rather spend the money on bigger fences and stuff where people can't get in. Like we just mentioned, kids hop the fence without paying for a football game.
How much is the power bill?
Right, I mean, because I think there's other, if we really identify our district, I mean, gate, this is our sort of our armor
I'm gonna agree with that.
than just the front gate.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. 100% correct. Especially like on,
Every morning, I mean, I know I'm not trying to pick on, custodians, not custodians, grounds. Our campus is wide open at high school. Anybody can drive on. Any morning. Now, you have to have it open because relatives can come and go. But I'm just saying, I mean, there's a lot of other spots where 250, again, I say maybe grants and stuff like that, sure. But, 250 grand could be, distributed to, help get better.
And then we gotta pay annually for that.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
And then we gotta pay like
Yeah.
200,000.
I'm gonna try to replace some your first one. Yeah. Everything's hard, so.
All right, cool.
okay, so I guess, Cheryl, if you can find that email.
Oh, I already,
You got it?
yeah, I got Ricardo and a couple others, but.
We'll do some more research. Email from there.
Thank you for the insight, though, I appreciate it.
That's why we wanted to bring it up, get discussion from everybody. Okay, if we have no further discussion, we'll move on. Thank you. We move on to first reading review. Of December 2024 board policies. Steve?
Yes, I just want to ask first of all, is this the second reading, isn't it?
No, the other ones were September 2024, these are December.
Okay, all right, thank you. So yes, board members, this is first reading of board policies. This is a little cheat sheet for you. You can sort of read there why specific options were selected. And these will come back. There are no questions. They could come back next board meeting or as an action item, or maybe next board meeting would also be informational. We will see. So, is there any questions? Okay, thank you.
Critical and instruction, accept quarterly report, January, February, March 2026 on the Williams Unified Complaint under Education Code 305186. Dr. Mendez?
Yes, this is the quarterly report, it's on page 91, the packet there. It goes to Williams for complaints for the time period of January 1st through from January 1st through March 31st. And we have 0 findings in regards to textbooks, instructional materials, teacher vacancies, or facilities.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Cheers. Right. All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Hearing none, motion passes. First reading of the review of school plan of student achievement. Site presentation for SBSA by site principals. First reading. Interview.
All right, good evening, everybody. So this is our school plan that was derived from the work of leadership, ELAC, and then into school site council, and then finally got the blessings of the WASC committee who came about a month ago. So they had made some strong suggestions that we need to keep the focus on the main thing, which is student performance. So therefore, we now have 3 goals, but it really incorporates the 5 original goals, the 2 goals, the parent and the SEL components were absorbed in the 3 goals. Anything in red refers to LCAP. So the first goal is about increasing the percentage of students who are college and career ready. We have a target of 5% annually. We're currently at 42.2%, and data on the bottom just breaks it down by subgroups. But all the kids, they were in green, and we increased by 3.2%. So that's a significant amount of growth also. We were told that incorrect reporting or insufficient reporting may have led to this, that we could be actually further up in the green or into the blue. So we're working on that too. The goal is to go another 5% slow growth in 26-27. I'm pretty sure we're gonna get there. And these are the ways to accomplish the goal. Counselors will continue to assess transcripts and focus on the subgroups that have the gaps, the English learners, the African American, and the students with disabilities. So closer attention to those subgroups. Make sure that AP classes are available to all students, increasing the rigor. AVID, we are blossomed a bit with AVID from 1 to 2 to 3 and so forth. Now we're up to 5 sections altogether and 3 teachers. So we're growing and we hope to spread out a little more next year after additional teachers go to the Summer Institute. CT pathways, everybody knows our story there. We are currently at 14 pathways and we're still inching upward with construction, adding on a construction 3, capstone, and advanced welding becoming more active. So it's growing again. A through J access is an area that was brought up by Dr. Fisher as well as the WAS committee. We have the capability of being in the blue right now. So with some editing and monitoring of, and this one right here with developing the levels, we split up all the kids from 9 through 12 into prepared, approaching prepared, and not prepared. That is powerful because if we monitor those groups closely, we can actually predict and foresee who's going to succeed in the A through G. And that happens to be, that needs to be shown or manifested in the master schedule. Goal number 2 is the target. The target is on test scores. I came from a culture of you must succeed with math and English on the CSTs back in the early days. And now it's the CASP. So the math and the English, COVID gave us a long break. People kind of forgot about it, but it's back. It's under the microscope, and we just must bounce back for where we left it the 2 prior years. We had some decent percentages the 2 prior years, but we dipped. And I believe this year we will, not that it's the only way to go upward, but we will see some growth in this coming year. We analyze the students one by one, and math has told me that they know which 40 kids for sure are going to hit the meeting or exceeding standards. So that's the plan for goal number 2. And the big strategy here, as everybody may know by now, is the bottom bullet. No pun intended with all this active shooter stuff, right? But boost motivation. We have the achiever trips. So this year we came up with something a little more incentivizing. We have multiple choices: achiever trip to Magic Mountain, or a free Disneyland ticket, or a free grad bash ticket, or a free yearbook, or a free prom ticket. But you have to meet or exceed. And this is per English or per math. And the added bonus for math, since math was further below, an in and out lunch on the house, in and out. So the kids like the idea, and I think they were very pumped up to make this happen. So let's just wait and see 3 weeks from the conclusion of the STAR test, CASP test. Goal number 3 is continuing. We learned from the previous year that the LTELs need closer attention. So goal number 3 is still focusing on the annual 5% growth in English learner, but specifically our LTELs. So I think with the integrated and designated ELD and principals and admin across the board being trained, there's a greater awareness of the need to to move the needle on the English learner dashboard. So with close attention, and also I have to acknowledge Ms. Tolliver. She did on Ms. Hayward, they did the LPAC testing one by one on a very personal level, and I knew for a fact that the way they test their students, they'll have the testing environment is more favorable, and we should see growth with the LTELs as well as overall English learning scores. And the strategies, I mentioned some of them already. Practice, more practice. That's been something that wasn't used intensely, but now we're doing it at AP classes, we're doing it with the CASP, we did some with CASP, and now we're doing it with the LPAC. The ELAC group is pretty strong, and they're advocating for more practice too. So I have a decent LPAC, ELAC group, sorry. And I believe that this too will show some growth. WAS did recommend, final bullet, the hiring of a bilingual paraprofessional. I don't know how possible that is, but we hope to get one of those. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
Education is, please.
Good evening. I'm here to present Abraham Lincoln School Plan for Student Achievement. Abraham Lincoln is an independent study program, and last year served 71 students in a home-based setting. Our SIPSA outlined 6 goals, all aligned to the district's LCAP, with 79,302 in targeted investments. Tonight, I'll walk you through our student snapshot, how our goals connect to the LCAP, and our specific targets and strategies for improvement. We had enrolled 71 students in 24-25, a decline from the 95 students the prior year, which is a trend we are actively working to reverse. Actually, we have actively reversed. 67.6% of the students are socially economically disadvantaged. 35.2% have been identified with disabilities. This is notably high percentage and drives much of our intervention planning. 63% of our students are Hispanic or Latino, making culturally responsive instruction a priority across all goals. As an independent study program, our students complete coursework at home. This means attendance, engagement, and family connections are as critical as academics. Transportation and access to direct instructional supports are the 2 primary resource inequities we've identified. Both are addressed through Title I tutoring funds and our current transit partnerships. Dial-A-Ride gives our students rides for free. Our SIPSA goals all align to the LCAP. All 6 of our SIPSA goals connect directly to the district's LCAP. Goals 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 covering ELA, college and career graduation, science, and math. All align to LCAP Goal 1, improving academic achievement. Goal 6, students' engagement and chronic absenteeism, aligns to LCAP Goal 3, improving attendance and school climate. This alignment ensures our school-level investments are reinforcing district-wide policies, not working in isolation. Academic achievement, did I switch to? Oh, there we go. Starting with ELA, only 18.75% of our students met or exceeded standards last year. Writing, sorry, I skipped it. Only 18.75% of our students met or exceeded standards last year. Writing is our most critical area, with 64.58% scoring below standard. Our goal is to increase proficiency by 5% and reducing writing deficiencies through after-school ELA academies, twice weekly, and avid summer institute training. In mathematics, the picture is urgent. 0% of our students met or exceeded standards. In 89.58 scored below standard, a significant decline from the prior year. We
we are adding one-on-one and small group intervention sessions, embedding explicit math vocabulary instruction through daily math journaling. Science shows relative stability at 39.8 points, but we've identified a decline and are targeting a 5-point growth through stronger NGSS alignment instruction, SLS data reviews in PLCs, and one-on-one reteaching sessions. All 3 goals are supported by our monthly professional learning community data cycles, which keep teachers focused on the students who need the most support. Graduation college for readiness and attendance. Our graduation rate declined to 69.2%, a 13-point drop. This is our most significant area of concern for student outcomes. In response, we are requiring individualized graduation plans for every new enrollee and conducting monthly transcript reviews to catch credit deficiency early. College and career readiness dropped. It's at 0%. I do think there is some missing data because I went through with Dr. Fisher and identified some stuff that kids should have been identified as completers from the high school and were not. So there is something missing there. Chronic absenteeism stands at 33.3 overall, with Hispanic students at 40%. In an independent study setting, attendance directly impacts ADA funding and academic progress. Our re-engagement team is expanding to include evening phone outreach, Zoom check-ins, and multilingual communication to better reach our families. We are strengthening early warning systems through ARIES and SLS to flag at-risk students before they reach chronic status. Budget summary. Total proposed expenditures, this came from the LCAP data, $79,302, drawn from 7 funding sources. The largest investments, $49,302, goes to Goal 1 ELA, which includes after-school academies, PLC support, professional development. Goal 2, college and career readiness, accounts for $17,500, covering weekly student check-ins, counseling services, dual enrollment support. Goal 4, science, received $9,000 direct towards the Abbott Summer Institute for staff. Goals 3 and 5, graduation monitoring and math investment. I want to make it clear that this is like just collectively. I'm just saying what sources we also pull funding from. I don't have the exact direct numbers of our site. 51% of total funding is unrestricted, with the remaining drawn. Our commitments. Despite the challenging reflection in our data, our staff is committed to each of the 6 goals and to students behind every number. We are data-driven. Every instructional decision is tied to a SELLAS progress reporting, benchmark results, and PLC analysis. We are equity-focused. Our highest need students, including those who are socioeconomically disadvantaged, have disabilities, or are experiencing housing instabilities, are at the center of every goal. We respectfully request that the board approve our this year's SIPSA, and I'm happy to take any questions from Abraham Lincoln at this time. Yeah. Okay. I'm not done yet. Rare Earth. Yeah, you get me twice. Okay, school fund for achievement for Rare Earth. All right, so Rare Earth is a continuation high school serving 49 students within Southern Kern District. I'm not going to go over the funding again because those are all the same. Tonight I'll walk you through the snapshot of these. We enrolled 49 students in 24-25, a modest increase from the 43 the prior year, which reflects a growing need for alternative placements in the district. 85.7% of our students are socially, economically disadvantaged, and 24.5% of them have been identified with disabilities. Both figures drive the intensity of our intervention planning. 67.3% of our students are Hispanic or Latino. 18.4% of our students are experiencing homelessness, and most or all arrive with significant credit deficiencies. As a continuation school, our students face attendance, behavioral, and academic barriers that require individual support. Every goal in this plan is built around that reality. We have 6 goals again. They align to the LCAP. Goals 1, 3, 4, and 5, covering ELA, professional development, science, and math, all aligned to the LCAP Goal 1, improving academic achievement for all students. Goal 2, suspension rate reduction, aligns to LCAP Goal 2, developing a healthy school climate that supports social, emotional, and physical needs. Goal 6, family engagement, aligns to LCAP Goal 3, establishing effective partnerships with families and the community. This alignment ensures our school level investments reinforce district-wide priorities and are not working in isolation. Starting with ELA, 75% of our students are not meeting standard, and we are averaging 132.8 points below the benchmark, a decline of 15 points from the prior year. A significant instructional shift is upward direct instruction and is expanding in ELA for the 26-27. Having been introduced in math this last year, our target is to reduce, or having been introduced in math last year, our target is to reduce standards not met from 75% to 72%. In mathematics, the picture is most urgent. 100% of our students scored standard not met, and our mean scale scoring of 2004-09.8 is the lowest reported in 3 years. Full direct, I think that's a typo on my part. I don't think it's like that. Full direct instruction implementation is our primary intervention for the 26-27 school year. Science is a relative strength at 33.2 points above standard. We are targeting movement from standards nearly met into standards met through ACELA's culminating assignments and paraeducator instructional support. All 3 academic goals are supported by the PLC data review cycle that keeps instruction aligned to student needs. Fine. Our suspension rate of 14.8% is rated orange on the dashboard and remains significant above state average of 2.9%. The Hispanic subgroup is rated red at 13.3, virtually unchanged from the prior year. Goal 2, focus on making restorative practices consistent across every classroom, not just policy. We are expanding virtual and after-hour parent conferences options and strengthening culturally responsive behavioral support, specifically targeting the Hispanic student population. Goal 3 ensures all 4 teachers participate in professional development, building on the solution tree mentorship. Goal 6 addresses family engagement directly. We had 9 parents participate last year against a target of 15. This year we are broadening outreach through text messages, flyers, social media, and maintaining our office secretary, Rosie, is amazing. She is bilingual and has been reaching out to parents who don't speak English to really try to get with them. I'm going to skip back to the same as last one. Our commitment, despite the challenges in our data, our staff is committed to each of these 6 goals and behind every student. We are data driven, we are equity focused, and we respectfully ask for to approve our success. Now I'm done. Any questions?
All right, here we are at 832 is our current population. Of note, it is very interesting the significant bump in our homeless youth and foster youth. Last year we were sitting at 1%, and here we are at 7.8. So that does demonstrate that we have many of our Eagle scholars that have outside struggles, food insecurity, limited academic resources, and we know that these daily struggles can impact learning. However, Southern Kern Unified is a vibrant and diverse community committed to our community of learners, united in our mission to uplift every child every day. Goal number 1 aligns with LCAP goal number 1. ELA and math proficiency. This will continue to be a focus at Tropico. Tropico is going to continue to build upon the iReady implementation model that is embedded inside of all the math and English classrooms. Dr. Fisher has spent a significant amount of time with our math and English teachers in ensuring that our in-time interventions happen every single day inside of the classroom. We know that there is a great and profound impact that we're seeing with our iReady. iReady benchmarks increased from the winter to the fall, I should say the fall to the winter, from 47% to 52% in reading. That's a 5% gain. And our math benchmarks demonstrated a 31.1% to a 39%, a 6% gain. So even though we've only had 3/4 of a year with this intervention program, we are seeing gains. That's pretty exciting. And just to close out, our iReady, as we mentioned, scores demonstrate that this data is where this demonstration is where we need to put our focus. We did not see this significant gain in our math and reading foundation classes, so we will pour our efforts into ensuring that interventions are happening in the English and math classrooms. Goal number 2 aligns with LCAP Goal 2 and 3, School Climate. We're talking about our restorative practices, PBIS, solid Tier 1 instruction, campus-wide behavior expectations. Our overall suspension rate did go down 1% for Tropico's in the yellow. We are focusing on ensuring that our African American students continue to decrease. We did show a 5% decrease specifically in our African American subgroup in our suspension rate. Chronic absenteeism is down overall by 3%, largely to the efforts of our front office staff and our APs that have many phone calls and parent meetings to try and explain why attendance is so very important. Ensuring that first time instruction, whether that is academic instruction or social emotional learning, is happening in every classroom every day. Character Strong continues to be implemented on a daily basis. I'd like to thank our board for approving our motivational speaker. We have a special guest that's coming to Tropico on Friday. Our addition to our campus safety officers has helped as Tropico has expanded its footprint, and intentionally reaching out to parents to make sure that parent volunteers increase this upcoming school year. Dr. Fisher had a very special conference that I was sent to, and one of the highlights is inviting parents to attend math classes. So we would like to make sure that our parents understand how to support their kids, whether it's with math instruction or writing essays. That's our area of focus at Tropico. Our English learners align with LCAP goal number 1. At Tropico, we have implemented our targeted strategies to improve our English learners' progress. KCSOS has a strong partnership with our district, and every other month, ELD training on Zoom is held for our entire staff. And we're seeing that the integrated ELD strategies are happening more and more on a daily basis. We're seeing sentence stems as well as academic vocabulary being embraced in many different spaces at Tropico. So we are confident that those strategies, we will see an impact and an increase on our LPAC scores. NGSS is an area where we continue to have small growth. Our science teachers are working together to ensure that they have given the kids a broad stroke of the next generation science standards. They have spent much time in their PLCs focusing on analyzing student data, aligning instruction to the essential standards. Identifying the essential standards in all of our academic areas has been a focus. These efforts have demonstrated an 8.9% growth, and we will continue to focus on improving our science scores. Goal number 5, last but not least, we want to make sure that we are developing a healthy school climate that supports the social, emotional, and physical needs of our students. Students are actively encouraged to seek support from the mental health therapists and trusted adults on campus, including administrators and staff. Referrals to the mental health therapist are made regularly when concerns arise. Hope Squad has held 2 school-wide events this year to promote mental wellness and peer support. The presence and accessibility of mental health have allowed students to access professional level crisis intervention in a very timely manner. Tropico is continuing to look for opportunities to partner with families, encouraging volunteer opportunities to support our students. And we thank you for your commitment to Tropico as well as all of the children in Southern Kern. At Tropico Middle School, our commitment to student achievement drives every decision that we make. We remain dedicated to meeting our goals through innovative strategies, restorative practices, and a relentless focus on equity. We're not afraid to think outside the box because our students deserve nothing less than our best. Thank you.
All right. I need a break. What's that? Yeah. It's not moving. All right, just real quick, the verbiage on the goal is off. I'll get to that in a second. The need for goal number 1, English language arts. Our CAP scores for all students are in red according to the California dashboard, and the subgroups are as follows. We had 2 subgroups in red, 4 in orange, 1 in yellow, and then 0 in green and blue. We did have an overall increase of 3.9 points on the ELA portion. The goal is all students will show at least 1 grade level growth in each of their the verbiage is wrong for STAR. We're only doing the iReady, and it's all grades from the beginning of the year, August 26 results to the end of the year assessment in May 2027. African American and students with disabilities will move up 1 level on the California dashboard, orange or higher. And our strategies and activities, MTSS, PLC meetings. Actually, I'll just focus on the ones that, these are all helping us, but I've highlighted the ones that are really helping us make some really good gains, and that's PLC meetings, trainings, and coaching, the interventionist, and iReady. These have been very helpful for Roseman Elementary. Next slide. Sorry, I got it. The need for mathematics CAP scores for all students on the California dashboard is 90.2, 108.8 points below standard. And we did have an improvement of 18.6 points this year. With the subgroups as follows: 2 red, 2 orange, 3 yellow, 0 green, and 0 blue. And we did have an increase of 8.9 points. The goal is by June 2026, a minimum of 80% of all students, grades 3 through 5, will improve mathematics scores on CASP assessments by 7%. African American students and students with disabilities will move up 1 level on the California dashboard, orange or higher. And our strategies are the SST coordinator, the classroom paraeducators, the IXL and math, PLCs, PLC training, ACES Math Academy, and the interventionist. Goal 3, English learners. The need in the California dashboard results show that our EL students scored 99.7 points below the standard in ELA. We did improve 4.7 points, and 96.5 points below the standard in math. We did improve 25.1 points in math. 33% of EL students are making progress. This is a 3.4 decline from last year. Goal number 3, more of our IEP. Students classified as 3 and 4 will be designated to a higher level than the previous year. And our strategy and activities are designated ELD, strategic instruction, ACES priority, English 3D for 3rd and 4th, 5th grade, and small group setting for testing if needed for 504 plans or IEPs, and designated ELD teacher with ELD teacher training. The two strategies here that are really helping us is the designated ELD strategic instruction, and our teacher, our ELD teacher, is really on point. She's working very hard to get our ELD students on standard. Goal 4, suspension rates. In the 24-25 school year, the overall suspension rate was 2.9%. That was an increase of 1.1% from the 24-25 school year. African American and 2 or more races are in red on the dashboard. Our goal, suspension rate will be reduced by at least 0.5% annually until we meet the state standard, which is blue on the dashboard. Our strategies and activities, the separate grade level recess times helps us separate our kids. We are continuing the implementation of PBIS. In the last 2 years, we have really grown that program. And restorative practices, Character Strong, and Hope Squad. That is where we are seeing our biggest improvements in our student behavior is through PBIS and the restorative practices. Goal number 5, parental engagement. The need, a parent survey showed that we showed the need for greater individual teacher and parent communication and more fun evening activities. Our goal is to increase the percentage of parent involvement at school events and volunteering by at least 10% and increase parent communication through the use of Parent Squared. I would say we have knocked this goal out of the park. Our strategic activities, our strategy or activities, we have family literacy night, math night. We have been using PK. That one is kind of fizzling out. Family game night, family paint night, school dances, science fair, talent show. Parent squares and communications are sent out weekly, daily actually. Field trips, art shows, kinder meet and greet, kinder Easter egg hunt, awards assemblies, Thanksgiving and Christmas donations and distribution. Our website and PTA meetings are publicized and sent out to our entire parent community to join. Our back to school night, our school site council, our ELAC, parent teacher conferences, PTA meetings, clothing and food drives. So we have done very well in this area. Our parents are very involved, and I truly feel like we have the ear of the parent, and we have the trust of our parents as well. Not to say that we don't have issues. We will always have issues, but we have really, I think, done well in this area. And then our science goal. Only 8.8% of 5th grade students met or exceed the state standard. Science maintained at 37.6 points. Overall, all students are in the orange. Our goal is the RAS 5th grade students will improve their overall Met Standard category by 5%. And the strategic activities are PLC time during the year and over the summer to inventory curriculum and plan instruction, including, that should have said hands-on, it's down at the bottom. We're focusing on hands-on learning, utilizing the experiments offered by the curriculum. And that is it. Any questions?
I don't have a question, Mr. Adams, but I do want to make a comment. I absolutely agree with you on goal number 5. I believe I attended the science fair, huge turnout, and what a great way to prepare. I had the opportunity to judge 4th and 5th grade, I believe. Like 4th and 5th grade, what a great way to prepare those kids for the NGSS assessment. But I also attended your African American History Month walk, and that was phenomenal also. Huge turnout for that as well. So shout out to Ms. Miller and Mr. Wheeler, because I know they're working on those as well.
And the science fair blew me away. I did not expect that.
Yeah, it was very difficult to judge that, let me tell you.
I thought it was gonna be good, but when I went in there, I was just shocked.
I want to add on to what she's saying. I enjoyed it too, as also being one of the judges,
Yeah.
as you're well aware. I was blown away, especially with, but the other part is that when I got there, I kept wondering, why are kindergartners and first graders involved? And then as I started observing, that gives them the opportunity to present things in front of adults, which is very difficult for that age group. So that was really impressive to keep that going, because that in itself will pan out a lot better. And maybe, who knows, we may see state awards eventually.
Right.
In our science fairs.
Right. That can only help the upper levels and those
Absolutely.
competitions.
Thank you.
All right, so this will be quick. So last year for iReady benchmark assessments, the fall assessments for English language arts, which is in line with the LCOP Goal 1, is our fall assessments 26% met or exceeded their benchmark, and then our spring fall last assessment 49% met grade level or exceeded the assessment. And for our CAS results, overall scores were 18.7 points below the standard. This was an increase from about 3.5 points. So this places us in the yellow. Hispanic students scored 21 points below the standard and maintained. ELA with a 0.8 increase, placing West Park in the orange, so it dropped us. Socioeconomically disadvantaged students scored 27.7 points below the standard and maintained, with an increase of 0.1, placing West Park in the orange on the California West. So we didn't really drop. So at least that's good, because we had gone up a lot last year. Students with disabilities scored 75.6 points below the standard with a 15.3 point increase, placing West Park in the orange. And I didn't like that. I thought 15.3 was pretty good, but it went down. I don't know how it always works, but English learners scored 35.2 points below the standard with a 4.4 increase, placing West Park in the yellow on the California dashboard. And it's interesting because I know when we get to our ELA, our ELD, it was pretty low, but our EL students have done quite well in the CAS though. So we're really happy about that. Last year they had an increase of like 42 points on the English, CAS exam. Homeless students scored 35.5 points below the standard with an increase of 10 points, placing West Park in the yellow on the California dashboard. And white students were 8.7 points below the standard with an increase of 8.8 points, placing the subgroup in the yellow. So our goal is 85% of our students in grades K through 5 will improve at least one grade level for the beginning of the year assessment result to the end of the year benchmark result assessment. Also, 85% of all students in 3rd through 5th grade will show a 15% increase in the ELA scores on the CAS assessment. And so some of the strategies we use as iReady, I think iReady has been really effective. It's more rigorous than our previous benchmark assessments. There's a lot of, it is very long, but I think it has been very effective. Our paraeducators, I think the thing that I would probably say that has been the biggest thing is our PLCs and our teachers looking at data from CFAs, common formative assessments. I go to PLCs all the time. I see the teachers working on it. One of our teachers here who won, Catherine Jones, she's wonderful looking at data, excellent teacher, well deserving. She's one of those people that's very involved in that 1st grade team, which is an excellent PLC. If you ever want to see a PLC work, go watch that 1st grade team. Just an excellent PLC. Our PLC coach suggested that we video it So I was talking to Rebecca about doing that and how they do their things. But so we have our after school academy, we use AR. We recently had a reading challenge where kids read millions and millions of words last month, and we had each class, each grade level had a winner from there. I think Mr. Shevlin won third grade. Yeah, so his class read the most words. Our math 2000 Ready benchmark assessment for the fall was 9% met grade level, but we had an increase up to 37%. This is similar to the previous year. We like to see that growth. So students on the CAS scored overall 40.9 points below the standard. English learners scored 54 points below the standard and maintained from the previous year with a 2.5 increase. Hispanic students scored 40.8 points below the standard and maintained with a decrease of 0.6. Homeless students scored 60.8 points below the standard with a 3.4 point decline from the previous year. Socioeconomically disadvantaged students scored 47.2 points below the standard maintained from the previous year. And white students scored 34.6 points below the standard with a 6-point decline from the previous year. So that's a little bit too much of a decline. So with our math, 85% of our students in grades K-5 will improve their math benchmark assessment result by at least one grade level from the beginning of the year benchmark assessment score to the end of the year benchmark assessment scores. A minimum of 85% of our 3rd through 5th grade students will improve their mathematics scores on the CAS assessment by 15% from the previous school year. And again, we have IXL. We have our paraeducators and our PLCs with our SMART goals. Definitely, to me, the PLCs. If we look at data on common formative assessments, that data is really, really important, and it really drives how teachers teach and how they provide instruction and how they work together. It's there's like this science to it, and they've done really well with it. So our English learners, this was in the red. We had 13 students declining, 27 students maintaining levels 1 through 3, 30 students making progress. So we've had a decrease, but we're really excited about the fact that we have an ELD teacher like an RES, and she was able to assess all the students with LPAC this year. And as we know, when we do the CASP exams, we have our teachers give that exam in our 3rd through 5th grade. And that relationship is really important. So those teachers have this relationship. So we're really excited. LPAC test is a very hard test. And so we're hoping that we're going to see better results. So that particular, having her do that with her para, she has a para who's excellent too. So we're excited about that. Your suspension rate was the same from previous year, 1%. It was 1% in 2003, 23-24, and this last year was also that. So we're looking to drop that a little bit. We did drop in referrals to 166 for the previous year of 274. So things that we're working on, implementing PBIS, we do that in many ways. We have a pause pledge. Mrs. Jones kind of laughed about it. She's like, we can do our pause pledge after the pledge here. So it's something that kids kind of do. It kind of reminds them to be respectful, and we talk about that when we come in. We talk about restorative practice when kids get in trouble. We talk about this is in line with our pause pledge and being respectful to each other and so on and responsible. So one thing we have really working on is really implementing Character Strong. So I go to the classrooms. Example, our teacher of the year, I go to her classroom at different times, and I've seen her implementing that. So it's a great program. We want to make sure that our teachers are doing that. We do it also with our PE. Our PE teacher is really good about implementing the social emotional learning aspect that's required for our PE teachers. And that's an important part of helping our students to maintain appropriate behavior and teaching them how to deal with things in an appropriate way. So again, we have the separate recess times for 1st to 5th grade, and Character Strong, PBIS, and so on, around restorative practices. And parental engagement, I think we do pretty well with this, but we could probably improve a lot SRES has done really, really well with some things. We get, some of the science fairs, that's really neat stuff that's going on over there. But we know we have our back to school night, parent teacher conferences, Avid night. We have a different PTA does a lot of things like Christmas dance, and we have our monthly assemblies and many activities, our book fairs, and we see Sunny there a lot, which is always really nice. There's sunny ways. And so we have a lot of opportunities, and our Parent Square has been an amazing way to communicate. Our teachers use it constantly. We use it, so it's great. So, and then I guess there was the sixth school, the science one. But that one, our fifth grade did really well on that, by the way. Really well on that. I think we, I don't know if there was a color for it, but they performed very well.
What was that, Mr.?
The science cast exam. That did, yeah.
Yes. I just want to mention to all of the principals in the room that three things come to my mind as I watched your presentations. First of all, thank you all for your presentations. But as I know that you know, a school plan for student achievement is futuristic. This plan is for 26-27. I saw 24-25, 25-26, 26-27 on these plans. It's futuristic. Now, what this plan should entail is, first and foremost, you're giving a briefing or providing information on the 24-25 CASP, because that's the most recent CASP scores that we have. We're currently taking 25-26. However, you do have 25-26 benchmarks from iReady and whatever else local benchmarks you're using that can be in there to show some growth that's been made from the fall to mid-semester, winter, the end of winter, first semester, beginning of second term. And then you should also end with taking all of that into consideration. And if you're not at a high percentage of meets and exceeds with all of your students, what is your plan moving forward in 26-27 to get there? So I know this was a first reading, but please take them back. I saw 24s, 25s. We're way past 24-25. Please make those corrections before it comes back to the board. Thank you.
Mr. Holmes, I'm going to invite you to bring some students for the year. Do that pledge.
Let's hear the pause pledge.
Okay?
I agree with those.
Why not? Gives the students the opportunity to stay in front of us. And
So this here is by the way, a lot of being better.
oh, no, not one.
Not a few minutes.
Obviously not tonight. And it would be they could leave after. Okay, next up, update on math adoption. Dr. Mendez.
Yes. Okay. All right, so I'm going to give an update on the Southern Kern Unified School District math adoption pilots. I'll be focusing primarily on an overview, on an update on what we've done in terms of from the beginning up to now. We still have more steps in the process, but we're going to get to those in April and in May. And then we'll have the committee that's going to present, if they were to select one curricula interested in, then they will present to the board, and they will recommend, and then based on, it gives an opportunity for the board to also ask any questions and so forth. So I'll be focused primarily on an overview of the elementary and secondary math adoption committees and the process. What does that look like so far? So current elementary math curriculum and the California math frameworks. Okay, so currently for the elementary, as an example, we're using My Math, McGraw-Hill. And in regards to the math frameworks, that's listed there as a historical perspective in terms of what those frameworks look like, in terms of standards, also rigor, and other components that are included in there. So you have the one from 2000, 2006, 2013, and then 2023 is the most recent framework. When the original, when the McGraw-Hill was adopted, the current curriculum, the timeline is more or less like 2012, 2015 as they do updates throughout. So it's aligned like towards the 2013 framework, which is this one here, and maybe some components of the 2026, since McGraw-Hill is 2012 through 2015 in terms of the current curriculum that we're utilizing. And then the most current framework is the 2023 framework there. And how is that different compared to the other? Here are some highlights in terms of the math framework. Okay, it includes different items, including like access, equity, addressing English language learners, multilingual learners, and then it incorporates higher levels of rigor in regards to the framework. So the framework is aligned to some of the new curricula that's available. So we wanted to share that out in terms of, a lot of the instructional practices are in there as well, research-based strategies within the 2023 framework. And many of the publishers, they have to be aligned to the new framework. And that's part of the vetting process when the California Department of Ed reviewed the materials and then put them on the approved list, and have to make sure that they're meeting the criteria of the new framework. So what we did is we looked at the 64 publishers and narrowed those down, and the goal for the elementary and for the secondary was to select, out of those 64, select 3 to pilot at the elementary level, and then 3 at the secondary to pilot as well. This is just a summary and a overview by chapter of what you would find or what you see within the math framework there. So it's broken down, overview like mathematics all-purpose, teaching for equity and engagement, number sense. So these are different chapters within the framework. Okay? That's how the framework is organized or is broken down. Also includes like chapter 8, mathematics, investigating and connection for 9 through 12. Okay, so that's where the rigor component is also elevated there and incorporated in the math 2023 framework there. Okay, also the 3 dimensions of systemic change is another item of focus within the work of the new curriculum. Curriculums are available: asset-based approach, cultural and personal relevance, and then active engagement, investigation, and connection. Okay, so they incorporate some hands-on activities as well as part of the learning. A little bit of background: when we met we're forming the elementary math adoptions committee, they looked back at what they have done in terms of what that vision would look like. Came up with a new or revised, updated vision in terms of mathematics, and it is shared there for reference. But some of the things that resonated are, in terms of multiple ways of learning, understanding and flexible problem solving, and then students using strategies, explaining their thinking. Okay, so higher levels of thinking DOK levels 3 and 4, you know, and then those that are 1 and 2 as well, but really focusing on higher order thinking there. And not just providing the answer, rather the rationale or how students got to their answers, right? Okay, so that's the vision there. That's it. As part of the process, some of our teachers at West Park Elementary and Roseman Elementary attended the Math Adoption Leadership Network there through KCSOS, Kern County Superintendent of Schools. There were 4 sessions that they offered, and within those 4 sessions, they provided tools and resources as well as opportunities to collaborate there at those sessions. Okay, so they provided information that we brought back and shared with the committee, and some of these tools and resources were adapted or further modified in the process as well. This is the adoption timeline phase. Okay, so it's the timelines phase for 25-26 because this is what's occurring during this school year, but the proposed adoption committees were to select and recommend the curricula would be for the 26-27 school year. That's why it says 25-26 because this is the timeline here, and it's broken up into 4 phases. Okay, the phase 1 is committee research and pilot selection. So we formed the committees. We did some research, looked into the 64 publishers, narrowed those down, selected 3, and then began to pilot. Okay, so that was the phase. The pilot selection portion was from October 8th through December 12th. So before going to winter break, we completed phase 1 at that time. Okay, phase 2. This is the pilots for elementary. Is Eureka Math Squared by Great Minds, iReady by Curriculum Associates, and then Imagine Learning. Okay, for phase 3, and that's January 12th through April 17th. So we're going to be concluding our pilot for the elementary, our 3rd pilot, and then phase 3, that's pilot evaluations and display the proposed curriculum. So once we complete our pilots, then we narrow down the pilots to 3, we go to 2, and then from those 2, we go to 1. And then the next phase is phase 4, board presentation planning. So the committee will reconvene, they'll start planning the presentation, they'll present to the board, and then if the board takes action, if the board were to approve, then the curriculum, we would order the curriculum, and we would schedule the professional development on the new math curriculum. So this is just an overview, a timeline there of what that looks like. Phase 4 would be April 30th through August 2026. And this is just more of a detailed breakdown on each of the phases. The timeline was an overview there. This is the dates on when the publishers are presented. Our teachers went to the Publishers Fair at Kern County Superintendent of Schools. They had a chance to check out some of the booths, some of the materials there, the resources. They sat in on some of the presentations as well. So during the phase 1, teachers attended the Publishers Fair. They're at KCSOS. And we have the Publishers Book Fair there. And then this is just a breakdown on the details for phase 2, the actual pilots. So when our pilots started, those are the dates there from when they started to when they ended. And then when they had professional developments, we've been hosting the professional developments or the launches, most recently in the new high school cafeteria. That's where we've been having the pilot launches and the trainings. And then we've been distributing the materials to the sites. Okay. Pilot 3, this is just a slide on the details on phase 3, the pilot evaluations. We have a tool that we updated. Met with the teachers, we went over the tool. They're going to complete the evaluation tool, and then we will be meeting to discuss and narrow down from 3 to 2 and 2 to 1. We'll also order the curriculum, the one that's recommended for public display. We'll put the 10-day public notice of hearing, and then that'll give an opportunity for stakeholders, parents, teachers, staff to look through the curriculum. then phase 4, this is the board presentation, just the details on the planning, the presentation. Tentative date for the presentation for elementary is going to be May 20th. But depending on what is discussed and so forth, this is the proposed schedule, okay, for elementary there. Secondary math pilots, they've been piloting Imagine Learning, and Kidum are the ones that they've been piloting. And then this week they had 2 launches. One is mixed school math for middle school, and then McGraw Hill for high school. Okay, so those are the ones that they've had so far. For secondary, towards the end of May, that's where they're going to be narrowing down. For elementary, it's towards the end of April. Just as, and then their presentation will be in June. If we get in June, the committee will present to the board there. This is the pilot feedback process. We've selected a tool, we've updated it, and teachers will be utilizing that tool to evaluate the curriculum. They'll compile the responses, look at some data, we'll have a discussion, and we'll narrow down from 3 to 2 and then 2 to 1. Some references there, California Department of Ed, as well as KCSOS, the Math Leadership Network Adoption Series, and that information was also incorporated here in the presentation. Any questions in regards to the process of where we're at? Thank you. All right, thank you.
Okay, move on, business operations approved, AB 1200, disclose costs and approval of tentative agreement with the bargaining unit, Rotary Teachers Association. Mr. Irvin?
Alrighty, so, for the bargaining process, whereas the, units have to get a ratification amongst themselves, what we do on the district side is take the financial components of the agreements and throw it into a spreadsheet, send it on up to our county offices of education, so that they can provide fiscal oversight as dictated by the Assembly Bill 1200. So that's what we've done here. We received back a letter from county superintendent of schools, nuts and bolts of it, our breakdown of the overall cost of this agreement is $16,143. This is largely on the salary portion of it, and the accompanying statutory benefits, there's Medicare, unemployment, all of those other things that lie underneath the surface of our salaries. Overall, we're within our required reserve limit, so there's no issue on the county office side.
I got you approved. All right. Blackburn?
Second.
Gutierrez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? Hearing none, motion passes. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, 4-1. We have to go one state. I mean, that's.
No, I said, Robert, you're welcome. That's not LAUSD, where it's costing you $1 billion each year.
You're gonna run out one.
Yes.
That's what that is.
Okay, B, approve the revised tentative agreement between Southern Curry Unified School District and Roseman Teachers Association, collective bargaining agreement for July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2027, dated March 12th, 2026. Ms. Gates?
Yes, sir. This tentative, or this, TA is on page 97 for board members for your review. As I mentioned earlier, it was quite a treat to to complete this negotiation for this year and, with the teachers, those who were on the bargaining, committee, and also I wanna thank the teachers who voted to accept the TA, and look forward to hopefully starting our 26, 27 a little bit earlier, hopefully in the fall or late fall. So yes, I ask the board to take action on this 3-year.
I will make a motion to accept the motion by Gutierrez,
I will second.
second by Renton. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There's 4 ayes, any nays? Hearing none. We have 1 absent. Motion passes. Approve revision to the 2025-2026 salary schedule for certification administration, certificated administration, and classified management, and confidential supervisory to reflect a 2.5% increase. Mr. Urban.
As we have done in previous years, we've got one bargaining unit settled. We proposed that the salary schedules for the folks not in the unions, it's like I don't remember my words, the unrepresented employees receive the same raise as the bargaining unit received.
I got you, Brent. Okay, moved by Hepburn. Second. By Gutierrez. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing none, motion passes 4 with 1 absent. Personnel issues, Sargus.
We asked you to approve our personnel issues, with the 1 correction.
Okay, motion will be approved. Motion,
I'll second with the correction.
any seconds, correction. All in favor? Aye. 1 absent.
A motion to adjourn.
No, we're still.
No, not yet, we have 2 things.
I'm sorry, Leah, I'm sorry.
I was looking at it and I was confused, but.
That's okay. You'll get your chance at the minute.
I'm getting over it.
Okay. Approve annual declaration of need for fully qualified educators for 2026, 2027. Mrs. Hargis?
So basically what this does is this states that we are gonna go out and we are gonna do our best to find highly qualified teachers. In the event that we don't, it does permit us to, hire teachers based on waivers, STIPs, or tips.
No tripper.
Moved by Hepburn.
I will second.
Second by Wyndon. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Hearing none. That motion passes 4 with 1 absent. Approve annual statement of need, 30-day substitute teaching permits.
And so this allows us to hire, substitute teachers for the school year. Just very briefly, we had over 100, certificated subs this year. And, that is largely thank you due to, our salary is very good, $230 a day, $240 for special or long term. And then for, any combination of 50 days, it doesn't have to be consecutive, they do get that $1,500 stipend. So we do have a lot of subs that come our way. Most days, all of our teachers are covered. With the exception, sometimes, somebody gets ill on the way to school and they're not covered because they have to be late or something. But, for the most part, they are covered.
I move to approve.
Do I second? I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I hear any nays. Hearing none, motion passes.
A motion to adjourn.
Yay!
Second that.
All in favor?